If you're on the lookout for a great new show to help teach you about business, check out The Hustle Daily Show, brought to you by the HubSpot Podcast Network, the audio destination for business builders. The Hustle Daily Show is your daily dose of business, tech, news, and original stories to keep you in the loop on what's trending in business. Just like here, it's a daily podcast on which their team of writers break down the biggest business headlines in 10 minutes or less and explain why you should care about them. They'll also do deep dives on topics like a man who won the lottery 14 times and why it's nearly impossible to buy an original Bob Ross painting. I checked out a few episodes of The Hustle Daily Show, and to me, it was quick, educational, and feels like the perfect show to pair with OWD. So search for The Hustle Daily Show in your favorite podcast app, like the one you're using right now. You'll be glad you did. This is Optimal Work Daily, episode 1197. How to Save for Your Future as an Entrepreneur by Lisa Jeffs of lisajeffs.com. And I'm Dan, your host and narrator here at Optimal Work Daily, and I welcome you back to the show, or welcome for the first time if you're just discovering us. This is where I read to you every single day of the week and the year from some of the very best blogs that we can find on entrepreneurship. And today we're going to hear from Lisa Jeffs, one of our regular authors. She has the website lisajeffs.com, which I'll tell you about after the reading. But let's do it now as we jump into the post and optimize your life. How to Save for Your Future as an Entrepreneur by Lisa Jeffs of lisajeffs.com. Becoming an entrepreneur and running your own business can be about a lot of things. Breaking free from a career you don't like, following a passion or a great idea, establishing something you can be proud of, and so on. But ultimately, it's also about autonomy. Most entrepreneurs want the challenge of being in charge of a company, making the big decisions, and building something that will succeed. This is a wonderful goal, and it can be incredibly fulfilling. But financially, it can lead to a unique sort of challenge. You might be so invested in making sure the business succeeds that you actually wind up minimizing your own income and neglecting future plans. You'll plan for the future of the business, but not necessarily yourself. If all goes well, this can work out such that the business becomes significantly more successful over time, and you're able to reap the rewards down the road and make up for a tighter beginning. Some would even argue that this is the ultimate goal. But in the meantime, it's wise to find strategic ways to do some investing in your future. Even saving or putting away a little bit of money here and there can make a significant difference. Whether it's for an emergency fund, education for your children or future children, or even your own retirement, we have a few tips on how you might go about this. 1. Hire an accountant for the business. Hiring an accountant, when you're able to, can help you in making smart decisions about your business money. They can help you save on certain needs, make sure you're not spending more than you need to on taxes, and generally ensure that you're maximizing business revenue. Naturally, this will benefit the business directly, but it will also help you from a personal savings perspective. Simply put, the better off the business is financially, the more freedom you'll have with your own money. If your company isn't taking a larger than expected tax hit, you won't panic and feel that you need to pump some of your own funds back into the business. If you're saving a bit of extra money on certain company practices, you may be able to justify a slightly higher salary for yourself. In numerous ways, a professional accountant can lead to more flexibility, which you can use to generate more personal savings. 2. Find tax-advantaged savings plans. When it comes to formal savings, such as accounts geared toward education or retirement saving, you can find ways to put money away such that gains over time will not be taxed. This removes one of the burdens sometimes associated with savings and lets you know that whatever you're able to put away will solely be generating a return over time. That way, you can invest whatever you're able to without concern about what it might mean further down the road when you're not sure what needs your business might have. Linked in this post is a guide to RESPs, which are funds specifically for higher education, and it explains the concept in a little bit more detail. Essentially, these types of accounts are set up to incentivize long-term savings by establishing that any amount of money invested is not taxed so long as it remains in the account, even as it grows over time. Similar types of accounts are also available for personal retirement savings, which means that in various long-term situations, you can put away money without worrying about having to pay for its growth. It's a burden-free investment that allows you to keep a firm grasp on your finances and avoid unwanted costs while you're keeping your focus on your business. 3. address your debt. You've likely heard or read debates before about what should come first between debt and investment. Our take, specifically if you're an entrepreneur looking to save for your future, is that debt should come first because interest can hamper you. As an entrepreneur, particularly in the early days, you're likely to be tracking cash closely, reinvesting in your business, and generally managing a lot of costs, which is why it's difficult to find much money for personal savings and investment in the first place. Interest on unpaid loans is essentially just one more expense that's in the way. The argument is a little bit more complicated than this. Some argue, for instance, that if you can put some money into investments immediately, it will have more time to grow. Others will counter that there are ways to benefit on personal tax payments from paying high-interest debt. There's some validity to these talking points, but one overview of debt payments put it best. The interest you pay is unproductive and is essentially flushing money down the toilet. It's an unnecessary expense, to the point that it offsets the gains you're likely to make on taxes or by investing earlier. Covering debt early frees you from this burden and will leave you with more money to save and invest. And 4, engage in passive investment. This idea can actually sound like something of a dream come true, an automatic way to make money over time with no effort whatsoever. The term is at least something of a misnomer. It's not about setting up a stock portfolio and then handing control over to robots with automatic success rates, but that distinction doesn't matter a whole lot for the purposes of this discussion. Generally, passive investment still refers to means of saving for your future with relatively little hassle or demand. Specifically, this can mean a number of things: mutual funds or portfolios managed by professionals, venture capital funding of other businesses, long-term real estate holdings, or even app-based robo-investing. The point is ultimately to find a way to put money away such that you don't have to take time away from your business to manage it, even as it grows for you over time. In conclusion, saving for your future can be a challenge, particularly if you're saving every last scrap of cash to make your business succeed and grow. There are ways to pull it off, though, such that even as you work on your budding career as an entrepreneur, you can cover savings for emergencies, for school, or for whatever else you deem necessary. You just listened to the post titled How to Save for Your Future as an Entrepreneur by Lisa Jeffs of lisajeffs.com. You want consistency and quality, but you also want variety and freshness. If you run a business, you want it all. With nuts.com, you can get so many different delicious snacks and ingredients and know that they will consistently exceed your expectations. Nuts.com is your one-stop shop for the highest quality foods for business. They offer delicious office snacks, corporate gifts, and wholesale ingredients. And over 50,000 companies choose nuts.com for their business needs, from offices to hotels to restaurants and retail stores. And we've even loved their product as remote workers. Nuts.com has sent us plenty of snacks that keep us energized and focused so we can deliver the best work that we can. Nuts.com makes ordering for your business quick and easy. Right now, Nuts.com is offering new business customers a free gift with purchase and free shipping on orders of $125 or more at nuts.com/OWD. So go check out all the delicious options at nuts.com/OWD. You'll get that free gift and free shipping when you spend $125 or more. That's nuts.com/OWD. Labor strikes, climate change, your beat-up office printer. What do they all have in common? Come on, it's all about the money. Economics is everywhere and everything, fueling our lives even where we least expect it. If you're a fan of Optimal Work Daily and are curious to learn something new and exciting about economics every week, I recommend you listen to the Planet Money podcast from NPR. Planet Money is a different kind of world where the complex economy actually makes sense. Listeners can learn, laugh, and be entertained. And in addition, I find it to be really educational. Money can be tough to make sense of, and Planet Money is great at providing simple explanations for how money is really moving in ways we're usually not told about. The Planet Money team lives to tell a good story in around 30 minutes. It's econ for the rest of us. So tune in to Planet Money every week for entertaining stories and insights about how money shapes our world. Stories that can't be found anywhere else. Listen now to Planet Money from NPR, wherever you get your podcasts. And thanks so much to Lisa for letting us share this post today. Lisa Jeffs is an intuitive life coach and entrepreneur coach from Toronto, and she serves clients all over the globe. Lisa helps entrepreneurs, leaders, visionaries, and experts discover and live their greatest life's purpose. She's been featured in publications like Thrive Global, Tiny Buddha, YFS Magazine, and Awesomeness TV. As I mentioned, she lives in Toronto with her creative teenager and her rambunctious tortoise. For more great articles and content, simply check out her website at lisajeffs.com. But that will do it for another edition of Optimal Work Daily, and as always, I thank you so much for being here with me, and be sure to join me again tomorrow for another post, and that is where your optimal life awaits.